Hello everybody, this is part 21 of What If Deku Had All for One. Here we go. After Izuku's training, and he heads home, he has a conversation with his dad, and his dad says, I know this is quite random, Izuku, but do you want a water or manipulation quirk? Izuku says, what do you mean? It's basically similar to your metal manipulation, but instead of metal, it would be water. Similar weight, max weight. Izuku says, sure. Or, it would be pretty useful in areas where I would prefer to have that. Especially the fact that if I get a water creation quirk, I could help more people with water healing. And Ajashi says, yeah, that could help. Actually, you want a water creation quirk? Yeah. Sure. I'll give you a water creation quirk. Really? Yeah, I'll give you one. Hold on one sec. And All For One just goes looking around for a water creation quirk. And says, oh, found one. And here. And Izuku was given 2 quirks, water manipulation of about 80 pounds of liquid water. And water creation. And Izuku says, well, I'm gonna head to bed. 3 days until the UA Sports Festival. And Hajashi says, well, get some sleep. I want to see you on that top podium. Izuku says, Dad, it's not going to be a guarantee. All For One and says, really? You really don't think that's a guarantee? Well, I don't know my matchups. I like your humility. Don't get me wrong, Izuku. But really, there is a high chance I will lose. It's not a guarantee. If I have to treat my opponents still as if they are the same level as me, even if you say they're not. Well, that's your prerogative. And Izuku heads to bed, wakes up, and heads to school. And you hear Aizawa say, they hear Aizawa say, hey, everyone, during Hero Course class today, there's going to be a somewhat stamina class. Where basically we're going to be trying to kick your stamina into gear. And other activities that help you with patrolling and etc. Especially the fact that internships are going to be probably a lot more than normal, thanks to the fact of the USJ attack. Anyway, wake me up when class is over. And Izuku and Shinso, after a while in homeroom, go to their normal classes, and then Hero Course class, and Izuku sees the fact that Sensei was not kidding when it was stamina based, because it is well, to say what they said was Immortal, All Might, and Aizawa. Immortal said, well, you're going to be going around this entire area of ground Gamma, about 5 times at least. 10 times would be preferable. Then you're going to do some mock patrols in the fake city to understand the idea of doing patrolling. For most of you are going to be working in cities. We will have alternate, for example, rescue work and etc. up in the future. And Izuku is honestly the only one that becomes an overachiever and goes plus fuck you effing ultra and goes around the entire thing 20 times. Without a sweat. And All For One says, Midoriya? Yeah? Yes, Immortal Sensei? What quirk have you been using to use it instead of your normal stamina? Stockpiler? Where did you get that one? I got that one from the Nomu. And what quirk are you using to power it? Solar panel? Okay. That's not a bad combination. That is not a bad combination at all. And Izuku sees everyone else still on their third lap and sees the fact that Enya, Bakugo, Todoroki are up front. Uraraka is 5th. Shinso is 7th. Invisible Girl is dead last. Gyro is 19th placed, or 18th placed. And more agile students are doing pretty well, but this is primarily stamina. The more stamina you have, the better you have the chance to get farther. And Izuku starts taking notes on his other classmates' quirks, and he says, Interesting. So, Tenya can... Ida can very much use his quirk a lot in a decent amount of time. But does have a cooldown time limit. Well, I already knew Kachan can do better in situations where it's involving stamina because the fact his quirk relies on sweat. That's interesting. And Todoroki is only using his ice quirk. Irk in many ways is the fact he's only using his ice quirk, but still getting pretty far. I'd be interested in how he would use his fire quirk, and also the fact that probably make him look more handsome, but that's going to personal feelings. And Mortal says, Endeavor's gonna be roasted alive later. Yep. And Aizawa says, what do you mean? Oh, you probably don't know this. Even you might probably don't know this. But when All For One's brother had a boyfriend, his name was, I believe, Kenji Konotaki. I don't remember his family name much. But his that was his first boyfriend. Then he would have his poly relationship. That's a long story in a can. And All Might says, what? I haven't heard this. Yeah, there's many stories you haven't heard. Basically, when and his first boyfriend came into the situation, all for one grilled the absolute shit out of the first boyfriend, Kenji, and let's just say this, there was a decently big misunderstanding for a few generations of the One for All that Kenji had killed All for One's brother, and that's the reason why for a long time One for All was attacked when any user was attacked venomously, because, well, all that was the last part of his brother that was still kicking. And All Might says, so the story you do here is true, but it is also missing important information, because of the fact that, well, the only reason why Yuritashi didn't really like the way we were doing things was the fact that we did some immoral things to get things done. It was, the base of the argument is that we consider the ends justify the means. He didn't see it as such. But, well, yeah. Many things lost in history. For example, Nana. Honestly, nice person. Well, nice person and less pissed off. But yeah. Well, you've met not my master? Yes. And let's just say each One for All wielder had a personality of their own. And yeah. And back with Izuku. Izuku starts writing down all his classmates' quirks very quickly with one of his speed quirks. He's not even realizing he's using Zing, and he's used 3 notebooks, and nobody knows how he's carrying so many notebooks. Outside of character, he's using Dimensional Pocket to hide and hoard notebooks. Yes, every single thing Portal Pocket Dimension is a analysis notebook, or just empty space to put more notebooks. Yes, I know. Oh. And Izuku says, who I think is going to have a decent place for second place? I think Kachan probably will have it, but I also think that there's a decent chance Otoshi will, because he was also relentlessly trained by my dad. And so, yeah, it's between Kachan, Todoroki, and Shinso now. Oh, and they're already past the 5th lap, and a decent amount of people are by the 5th lap. But interesting. Many people drop out by the 5th lap. Interesting. And at the end of it, basically, besides the obvious, it goes Bakugo, Todoroki, Ishinso, Su, Uraraka, Tokiyami, Shioji, Saro, Salto, Ojiro, Karashima, then Ojiro, Momo is 5th place. Ace Gyro is 18th place. Ace and Hogakure is dead last, but still passes the day. And I don't know who I'm forgetting. Yeah. And put in the places if I'm forgetting people. And I believe that is a good place to end it. I know this is more of a shorter one, but I'm having some form of technical difficulties over here. And I hope you watch this video, and please like and subscribe, and thank you, and goodbye.